Hello, good morning Perth, good morning everybody, good morning Australia, good afternoon my US friends. Welcome to your Sunday. This is our Monday, been in the future. So really excited to chat with you guys today. It's an absolutely glorious day, as you can see behind me in the beautiful city of Perth. What a gorgeous city this is. So we're going into day 2 of Visible Live, Market Yourself Like a Rock Star. And I've been rolling along here listening to Queen, one of my all-time absolute favourite bands. I'm sure I'm not alone in that. It's just, it is really fucking badass, right? They're just absolutely amazing. Hey Joe, hey Catherine, good morning, welcome to Monday. Oh look, it's like I have a beam of light coming out of my forehead. How random. It must be a cool thing that we're going to talk about today. So what I wanted to chat with you about is some things that have come up, again, like with clients all the time. But one of the stories that I shared yesterday is about my evolution and how I've ended up kind of like doing what I do now. And actually often how hard it is to get yourself out of something that is working and into something that you actually really want to do. So the things for me, you know, and maybe you found this, and I guess it's really important, whether this is an important thing, whether you are brand... Oh, this seat is wet. I might perch. Hang on a second, you guys. Oh my God. I really love that the cleaner people come around and clean the benches, but it's absolutely saturated. So I'm going to have a total wet ass. Just saying. Anyway, I don't think it rained overnight, but I'm pretty sure it's the cleaners. Hey, Tony. Oh, we'll see you today. So exciting. I'm just trying to work out where the best light is to capture my glow. So one of the things that I've been talking about for everybody actually is this importance of, yes, remaining, true to who you are and what you do, and authenticity is crucial and critical, but also really, and consistency is important, and persistence is imperative to you getting to where you want to be. But we've also got to give ourselves permission and make it okay for us to evolve. Okay, so for instance, when I very first started in business, I was a style and branding coach, working with business owners, entrepreneurs, some consumers, just normal everyday people on how to style themselves, how to brand themselves. But most of all, what I was helping people with was how to create that, when you walk in the room, right? So hey Jess, good morning. When you go to networking events and everybody is looking the same in their suits and whatever it is that they're wearing, how you can radiate from the inside out, confidence and a point of difference. And it's not all about the clothes, right? It's about how you feel within those clothes. Oh, yep, the sun is really bright right now. And I left my sunglasses at home, so that's a bit awkward. So the thing that happened for me is I was getting clients using Facebook. This is back in 2010, putting posts out there, doing all of these different things, and it was working really well. And then these business owners started asking me, well, how did you find me? Because I just saw this thing on Facebook, and then next minute we're on the phone and we're talking, and now I'm giving you all my money, not all of it. How did this work? How did you do that? And so I started, I evolved into teaching people more around marketing. How to market yourself online. And then as that kind of carried on and continued through 2013, right the way through actually to 2017, it became a bit more technical orientated. This is how you make the tech work, because I know the tech for most people is a head fuck. Let's just call out what it is. There are so many freaking moving parts. Do I do this? Do I do this? Do I click this? Do I do that? Why is that not working? Why am I not getting notifications? Why is nobody clicking? Is this the image that I use? All of that stuff. And whilst I had absolutely, I've mastered that, I can do that in my freaking sleep, it was no longer the thing that was lighting me up. I remember having a conversation with a mentor in 2015, and I'm just or actually towards the end of 2014, I'm like, I can't see me doing this for the rest of my life. I don't want to stay on top of every slight change that Facebook has. I don't want to stay on top of every slight change that Lead Pages has, or Infusionsoft, or Active Campaign. I think my brain and my magic is much better used in a different way, right? It was a really great vehicle, and I met so many fucking amazing people, many of you who are on the call today. But it was just that thing where it was this is great, but I feel like it's done its time. And so I'd had this, for me, right, for me. And so I had this conversation with this mentor, and he's like, but Nick, you know, people don't know you for the mindset work that you really want to be doing. People know you as the Facebook ads person. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay. And he gave me this analogy, and I'm like, okay, fine. You know, because he's the mentor, right? He's the expert. He's the person that knows the things. And so I took his advice, and throughout 2015, all through 2016, and then partway through 2017, that was my main focus. That was really what I kept delivering. But it felt like it felt like I was, you know, like going against my soul, right? Or, you know, completely going against intuition. And I love the work with the proper work that I was doing. I loved the people I was working with. But I still felt like my soul was withering inside. And like with every Facebook post that I'd put up about funnels or posting or formulas for making your ads work, it was like another little piece of me was kind of like wafting away into the wind. It's pretty windy out here. So it's like, oh, look, there goes a piece of me, off it goes. And so it took some really big events. Not like in people events, but life events, some significant things for me to go, you know what, I'm fucking done. You know, I'd felt this call to evolve. I'd felt this drive, this pull to evolve and to do something different. And I listened, but I hadn't actioned on it, right? And so when I finally let it all go, it was interesting. Like 2018 was really for me, from a marketing perspective and a positioning perspective, not in terms of the delivery. And for those that know me, you will have seen this throughout last year. I felt like I was a bit more playing it kind of safe, right? I felt like the entertainer part of me was certainly not even present. The kind of like the more badass kind of me was still there, but not fully unleashed, not to the front end of the world, right? Not from my Facebook posts and stuff like that. And so, hey, Kylie. And so it's this kind of like evolution or emergence almost last year. 2018 was really kind of like the year of emergence for me. And then this year is just like, okay, fuck this shit. You know, I'm just going to ramp this up. Just going to fully be me. I'm going to sing at my events if I want to. Sorry for the people that are in my events that I sing at, because I don't think, according to my husband and my children, I don't have an amazing singing voice, but I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. You know, I'll do the daggy dances. I've just kind of gone, you know what, screw this. You know, that people will like me for me, and I'm going to do the work that I do. And you know what, if I don't get paid anything for it, I will be doing my soul's work, and I just don't really care. Although I care, but I just don't care. And so it was a really big step, but it was like I couldn't ignore that call anymore. And I know for some of you that, you know, when you're starting out, I'm sorry about that, I'm trying to save you from the wind. When you're starting out in business, it's that type of thing where we tend to start a business from a place of something that we've mastered. Yeah. And that's a really great place to start, because you've got to feel really like when you're standing there, you've got to feel like, this is who I am, this is what I'm about, this is why my shit works, you know, you need to listen to me, right? And my ass is really wet. And so you've really got to be able to, particularly when you're first starting out, you've got to come from a real place of certainty. So often, or sometimes, that thing that you start with, and the thing that I really want to remind you with, like whether you're, you know, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years into it, or like 10 minutes into something, give yourself permission to evolve. And the best advice that I can give you, so long as it's not a self-sabotage thing, or like you're playing it safe, or, you know, trying to, you know, stay the same and things like that, you've really got to give yourself permission to evolve. Give yourself permission to experiment, and don't take the advice of that well-meaning mentor that I had that said, you know, people know you for this, you've got to keep doing that. You know, I guess part of it, like when you're evolving, like let's say that you start out being I don't know, like a social worker. And you're out there, you're being a social worker, you're doing all the things, you're marketing that, but you're like, you know what, I really want to incorporate art into what I'm doing. And you know, you might know the power of art and the power of music. And so you might be like, you know what, I just want to change the world with these art workshops and art and music workshops so that people can really find and tap into their artistic side that they can then use in forever and a day, and then give yourself permission to evolve into that, right? It doesn't have to, don't drop the thing that you've been doing that's working, but give yourself permission to kind of like evolve and move into it, like step into it and just ease into it. Just because people know you as a social worker doesn't mean that you can't be known as something else. And I think this is the thing that really pissed me off about this particular piece of advice. It's like, you know what, if I was a brand new startup person and I'd come and said, like, I really want to do mindset work with people, I really want to help people see the potential that I see in them. If I was a brand new startup, they would have helped me to kind of grow that side, right? To really grow that. Just because people know who I am as the Facebook ads person back in the day doesn't mean that that has to be the kind of person that they always know me as. You know, so listening to Queen this morning, and I told some stories about Queen and things like that in the room. It's like they evolve and they change and they really grow into themselves. Taylor Swift reinvents herself with every album. I was listening to she does this little thing on Spotify at the start of this Lover album release, and she talks about how this album was really about making a big difference from what the Reputation album was like. And I was like, oh yeah, of course, that makes complete sense with the way that she's done it. Even the branding, the imagery, the videos, like everything is completely different to the Reputation video. And I'm like, yeah, like she's giving herself permission to evolve. I mean, she started out playing country music, right? And then evolved into pop. And then, you know, we see her change and evolve through the journey. So we know it can be done. You know, the thing that she's known for is singing and creating great music, depending on your opinion of great music. But, you know, I guess what I'm thinking is that, like, the essence of you remains the same. And that's the thing that people are going to remember. And that's the thing that people are going to connect with. This evolution, sometimes it can take time for people to catch up. I feel like 2018 and this year is kind of, in 2019, has kind of been the year of you guys kind of like playing catch up with me and getting to know, you know, really, because I made this change at the start of the year, and it's like this momentum is really kind of building and expanding. And 2020 is going to be fucking awesome. You know, just doing more of what it is that I want to do in a way that I know is super helpful. So, yeah, I trust that helps you. What you're doing today doesn't always have to be the vehicle that you use into the future for you to be able to do the work you do. One of my beautiful friends and clients